Coffee and Convo. Let's get it. Yo, what is good? Shout out to everybody here in the building. I see Kellenberger, Mr. Raider Nation, Tony, Jacob, my brother Top Beats, Cali Raider, Dave Maxfield. Everybody is here. You guys make sure you wipe them feet, meaning hit them thumbs up. I had to do the coffee and convo in the kitchen today, but we here, man. You already know what it is. I salute you guys. I say this every time. You guys can be anywhere in the world, but you are here with me. Salute to you guys. Wipe them feet and hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. I wanted to talk about this, you guys. You know what's funny is I made this thumbnail probably about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, right? The end of January. I read a blog from one of the Chargers beat writers talking about the Chargers potentially cutting Keenan Allen, right? Now it looks as though that is a realistic option. I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to share the screen and put up a few things. We're going to talk about it, man. We know that Keenan Allen has not been healthy. Year in, year out, he's kind of dealt with little durability issues. Last year, I think he played 10 games. I think he had still over like 700 yards receiving. That's not going to get it done, but we do need a wide receiver too at this point. And let's just say if Keenan Allen, a Raider fan growing up, took a hometown discount to come in and play for maybe Aaron Rodgers, which we'll talk a little bit more about him. And the odds have just went up that Aaron Rodgers will be a Raider. And Davante Adams. I'm going to show you guys a few interactions that they have had in the past as well. For those who don't know, Davante Adams and Keenan Allen are very close, really good friends, and they've been screaming to play with each other on the football field for many moons now. So we are going to discuss that as well. Shout out to David. Yes, man, saw you doing the Clans Docs. Vegas hit that hard. No, well, I was already planning on doing this anyways. I was going to save it for after Valentine's Day. Me and my wife are supposed to go down to Austin, Texas, and do the hotel stuff and all that. I was going to drink, but I said, you know what? I'm not going to hold off on it. I'm just going to do that now. So today I start my 30-day cleanse, water, black coffee, no sugar, no junk food. I'm on my shit, man. So stay tuned. And anybody that wants to join me on this 30-day cleanse, let me know. Hit me in the DM. We can keep each other motivated. You already know what time it is, man. Let me see. Shout out to my brother Andy in the building. His rivalry in the division, I feel like he's learned to hate the Raiders, but I'm on board. Well, you know what's funny, Andy? Me and Marcus Peters had this conversation the other day. He played for the Chiefs. Everyone knows Marcus Peters is from Oakland, grew up a Raider fan. He told me repeatedly when I was talking to him at the 8 Lounge in Vegas the other night that he wants to come home. He wants to be a Raider. He loves the Raiders. When he played for the Chiefs, he acted as though he hated the Raiders, right? This is football, you guys. And I'm going to tell you one thing right now. If the Chargers do end up cutting Keenan Allen, that is even more incentive for him to go to the Raiders, take a hometown discount and say, I want to win a championship and I want to get back at this team that has cut me. I mean, look we're dealing with it right now, you guys. The Derek Carr effect, right? After 9 seasons, we don't know if he's going to help us out with going out and getting draft capital. He may say, no, let me go and let me go pick my team. So you just never know what the hell is in these guys' heads once they're released or once, the writing is on the wall with them to move on. You know what I mean? So I don't know. All I'm going to say is this. If you can bring in Keenan Allen and Davante Adams, that is the best route running with Hunter Renfrow on the slot. I've never seen a receiving core that That would be literally the best 3 route runners I've ever seen on one team. Can you guys please name one team who has ever had a better amount of route runners than Keenan Allen, Hunter Renfrow, and Davante Adams? I'll wait. It's never happened. And, I think with Keenan Allen dealing with, durability issues, injuries, and stuff like that, being a Raider, he wouldn't have to deal with the expectations of being a wide receiver 1. Mike Williams is over there, but he was still more of a glorified high ceiling wide receiver 2. You know what I mean? If Keenan Allen comes over, he'll be a wide receiver 2, clear cut behind Davante Adams. You know what I mean? So at that point, you don't have to go to him too much. This is only, I'm going off of what I'm reading, you guys. I promise you, I'm going to bring up some stuff on the screen for you guys to see for yourself. This is only coming from a Charger beat writer himself, and then I'm going to show you a bunch of other stuff as well. But it looks as though the Chargers may cut Keenan Allen, and they're going to have to free up some money. They're going to have to pay Herbert very, very soon, like this offseason soon. Like they're going to want to pay him and get him right. And they're not going to be able to pay him Mike Williams, Khalil Mack, which will maybe he might be another salary cap casualty for the Chargers as well. So stay tuned. Let me see. Dominique, that may be the closest thing. Greatest show on turf. Very close. Bruce Hope. I like that, Dom. I like that. Shout out to Julio. Look, brother, I'm only talking about this, right? Because let me ask you this, Julio, and we talked about this last night. Even with that suspect defense that we had yesterday, right? If you have Davante Adams, Waller, Renfrow, Keenan Allen, and Aaron Rodgers, potentially Josh Jacobs comes back, do you score 1 extra touchdown last season in all those 1-score losses? Do you? With all those weapons, do you score 7 more points in each game outside of the Kansas City game and the New Orleans game? I believe so. And with this full draft, you can go complete defense. You can make over the defense in this draft from top to bottom. So that's all I'm saying. I'm still on the go all defense train. I'm just saying, if this is an option and he says, you know what, I'll take a hometown discount because this is the team I grew up loving, I would definitely take a look at Keenan Allen, man. Shout out to Lenny Danger. Shout out to my brother Kane Town in the building. Shout out to Lewis as well, my dog. Don't want to be broken. If A-Rod doesn't come through like with Brady, I'll believe it when I see it, King. Hey, me too. Me too. Look, I thought Brady was coming. Now I think Rodgers is coming. I don't want to jump the gun at all. But, this looks way more realistic right now with the whole Aaron Rodgers situation because Tom Brady kind of sat back and didn't really say anything. Aaron Rodgers has been kind of playing into this situation. You know what I'm saying? So, and coming from Vegas yesterday and just hearing all the, just everything that was going on, all the talk, about Aaron Rodgers potentially being a Raider, it just seems a lot more realistic. You know what I mean? Especially if you don't have to part ways with that number 7 pick in the first round of this upcoming draft. You know what I mean? But I'm going to pump the brakes on it. I'm just hoping that something happens here soon. But either way, even if Aaron Rodgers is a Raider, we still have to go out and get a young guy. Point blank period. We have to go get a young guy in this draft. Shout out to my dog, Big Time. Sign K. Allen and K. Mac. Trade the first and Zeus for Ramsey. Resign Carr and Stidham. That's not going to happen. You're not re-signing Carr at all. That is a wrap. And Stidham, why bring in a new QB to learn another system again? You're bringing in one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, Big Time. That's why. You're bringing in a guy that has many, many years since 2014 playing with our best option offensively with Davante Adams. There's only one quarterback, you guys, in the world that has played more football with Davante Adams than Derek Carr. And guess who that is, you guys? I'll wait. There's only one quarterback in the world who has played more football with Davante Adams than Derek Carr. Aaron Rodgers. But that's a lot to unpack right there, Big Time. I don't see that happening. You're not going to trade a first and Zeus for Ramsey. I mean, Ramsey's going to cost a lot of money as well. Shout out to Old School. Allen is a wide receiver version of Jimmy G. Good for 6 to 7 games. Well, he played 10 last year. He played 10, Old School. But I definitely hear you, brother. I know exactly what you mean. Durability has definitely been a factor with Keenan Allen. I'm just only talking about this because I'm going to bring up this. I'm going to bring this up so you guys can read it yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Teo as well. Did you see the guy selling Brady? Bro, that shit is ridiculous. I don't know if you guys seen this. The video that Tom Brady did retiring on the beach. A guy went over there and put a bunch of that sand in that exact spot that Tom Brady was in and is selling it online. That is the world we live in right now. Crazy. All right, let's do this, you guys. Shout out to everybody here in the building, man. Wipe them feet. We're almost 400 people deep already. I want to talk about this situation. I know Keenan Allen will be 31 years old. Actually, I think a week or two, right? Is it beginning of March, end of February? I forgot. Somewhere around that range. But he will be 31 when the season approaches. Here we go. Shout to Fansided, Boat Beat. Keenan Allen by Jason Reed. This came out January 26th. Could easily join the dark side if the Chargers cut him. Okay, we're talking about barbecue chicken here, you guys. Barbecued chicken. Keenan, barbecue chicken, high stakes Allen. The LA Chargers head into the 2023 offseason with the same ability to make a splash that the team had last spring. After the most aggressive offseason in franchise history, the bolts are in place where they may need to trim down or at least restructure to fit under the 2023 salary cap. As it currently stands, the Chargers are estimated to be $19.9 million over, so $20 million over the projected salary cap for 2023 season. While there are several no-brainer cut candidates to free up money, the bolts are going to have to create cap space somewhere else. The most compelling potential avenue is cutting Keenan Allen. This has been a highly debated topic among the fan base, with Daniel Popper of The Athletic even giving it less than a 40% chance that Allen returns next season. If the bolts were to cut him, they would free up instantly almost $15 million in cap space. Okay? Most Charger fans are going to struggle immensely with the idea of Allen leaving the team. He is the longest tenured player on the roster and is one of two players alongside Joey Bosa that played for the team during the San Diego days. The same Charger fans who will struggle with Allen leaving may have to also deal with another heartbreak. Allen joining a rival team. The same Charger fans who will struggle with Allen leaving may have to deal with another heartbreak. Allen joining a rival team. If the Chargers cut Keenan Allen, the seeds are planted for him to join the Raiders. It might seem impossible for Keenan Allen to jump ship to the Las Vegas Raiders after spending so much time with the Chargers. That being said, if the Chargers cut him, he does not owe them anything. If he wants to join the Raiders, then he can join the Raiders. Why would he limit himself to please a team that just cut him? There are multiple seeds that may have already been planted, the first of which is now the infamous photo of Allen wearing a Raiders hat. This is the one on the thumbnail, you guys. After he was drafted by the Chargers in 2013, this is the definition of trivial, but if Allen is a fan of the team, he did go to college in Northern California at Cal, then that could sway his decision-making process. There's also ties with Davante Adams. Allen and Davante have long teased a potential team up in the future, leading many Charger fans to think that Adams would join the Bolts. That never happened, but this presents a chance for Allen to take a team-friendly one-year deal alongside Adams in Vegas. Then you add the likes of Tom Brady of it all. Tom Brady is not in this situation anymore. So just take out Tom Brady, insert Aaron Rodgers at this point, nation. The Raiders look like one of the few teams that could actually land Brady or Rodgers next season and see if that happens if they're going to load up on assets. Adding Allen to an already talented pass catcher room is exactly the kind of move that Brady or Aaron Rodgers would levy for. With Brady or Rodgers under center, Allen may view the Raiders as his best chance to win a Super Bowl. In a perfect world, Allen would join some team in the NFC that the Chargers don't have to care about, like the New York Giants, but in reality, we cannot rule them out becoming a Raider. Just remember that you are petitioning for the team to cut the best receiver in franchise history. So there we have it, you guys. I'm definitely going to read that real quick, but I also have a few other things. Shout out to my brother Hammer. Fuck no to Keenan Allen. Remember those four words. Former Charger Tyrell Williams. Hammer, little bro, I understand what you're saying, but Keenan Allen is not in the same Tyrell Williams is not in the same stratosphere as Keenan Allen at all. Tyrell Williams was a glorified wide receiver too. We went out and got him, assuming he can be maybe a wide receiver one. Then we thought maybe Antonio, Brown was going to be wide receiver one. He'd be wide receiver two. This is not the same situation. Keenan Allen is an all-pro talent that trumps Tyrell Williams all day, every day. Shout out to my brother Hammer. Now, let me show you a few other things, you guys, real quick. I'm going to present this. For those who don't remember seeing this, I'm going to share this real quick. This is Davante Adams. Just want to remind y'all that me and Keenan Allen would go for 300 yards a game. I bet. Enjoy your night. This is when Davante was looking to get out of Green Bay, was trying to find his way back to the West Coast. And he tweeted out, I just want to remind y'all that me and Keenan Allen would go for 300 yards a game. I bet. Enjoy your night. All right, so let's take that down, right? That's Davante Adams lobbying for Keenan Allen. Okay, now let's go to Keenan Allen lobbying for Davante Adams in July of 2021. Tay Adams, come on home, brother. Come on home. So there you have it. A lot going on right here. They're both friends. They would both love to play with each other. It would have to be a very, very team-friendly deal for Keenan Allen to even happen. You know what I'm saying? Period, point blank, the end. A super, super duper friendly deal at that point. You know what I mean? Shout out to Joe Nation. He said, I'm cutting out. Am I cutting out, y'all? The Wi-Fi is good. It looks good on my end. It looks good on my end. But what do y'all think about this? There's a lot going on. And then there's also one more thing right here as well. Let me present this real quick. Got one more thing. Where is it? Right here. Boom. Okay, this is Sports Chicago. Keenan Allen entice the Bears if a Chargers cut him. So I only put this up because I wanted to show you guys this tweet by Dove. There's so many teams already coming out right now talking about potentially bringing in Keenan Allen. If Keenan Allen wanted to go to the Bears and get paid, he could. He can go to the Bears. They got the most money, period, in the NFL this upcoming season. Most salary cap, the number one pick. He can go over there and get a bag. But the thing is this. Keenan Allen has always gave me that I want to compete for a championship energy. At his age, he may go for the bag. He may go to Chicago, but that would be a terrible, terrible situation for him. There's some other situations. Maybe the Giants. Maybe they don't pay Saquon Barkley. They bring Daniel Jones back, and they go pay a quarterback. I mean, they go pay a receiver. Me personally, I don't think the Giants do that. They still have Kenny Galladay's a contract on the books, and you guys see how that worked out. I don't think the Giants are going to want to pay another receiver over 30 years old. I think they'll go draft one. Maybe the Falcons. The Falcons can go out and pay him. I seen somewhere that they were lobbying for him as well on the internet. I forgot what site it was. But I brought this up to read this real quick. Chargers star Keenan Allen and tight end Gerald Everett are most likely cuts for the team, per Daniel Popper. Chargers can save $14.8 million in cap space by releasing Allen and $4.25 million by cutting Everett. The Chargers are currently $23.4 million over the cap. So this is a situation that could transpire if Davante Adams, sells. And Davante has that kind of look. He has that kind of pull in the NFL. He's one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. If he goes to Aaron, which it sounds as though Aaron is already talking about potentially restructuring his contract. And I believe I've seen somewhere else that even if we bring in Aaron, I think it's only $15 million towards the cap this season. That's not a lot of money to hit the cap at all. But if he restructures his deal and Davante goes to Keenan Allen and says, look, take a deal, come in and play with me and A-Rod and let's win a championship, I can definitely see this happening. Is it a stretch? Definitely. Do I see it happening? No, not at all. But we need a wide receiver too. I love Mac Hollins as a special teams guy and maybe a wide receiver 3, 4, at best. But we need a true wide receiver too. And if you get Davante and a healthy Keenan Allen, that route running is going to be exceptional. You would never see anything like that on the football field. Shout out to Dave. Rodgers is avoiding all Raider questions being asked to him on the Pat McCaffrey show right now. Weird. Yeah, he definitely is. I mean, I told Wasted yesterday, I don't think it is technically tampering. Is it? Because he's not a free agent, right? He'd have to go through with a trade, but I mean, it may still be tampering. I don't know. I got to look into that. But I don't think he wants to show all his cards. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just keep it a buck. Like, all signs are going towards A-Rod saying, I want to be a Raider. If I'm not, I'll retire. I don't want to go to the Jets. I want to be a Raider. So I don't know. I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. McAfee. I don't know what the hell his name is, man. Lumi, yes, he definitely has to play it cool. Facts. Let me see. But let me ask you guys. Shout out to Big Mike. Docs, the Raiders slew. Shout out to my dog, bro. Joe Nation, yes, that's way too low, brother. At this point, I think he's owed $21 million this season. That is taking an astronomical pay cut, right? I think at this, you add a bunch of incentives, right? If you do bring in a Keenan Allen, $6 million a year, cool, but there has to be incentives. Pro Bowl, you reach 1,000 yards, you get this much million more dollars, and just upfront guarantee cash, right? If you give them guaranteed cash, the cap hit won't be that bad. If Mark Davis is willing to go all in this season and say, I will take a chunk of cash out of my own bank account to pay A-Rod and Keenan Allen upfront money, you never know. You never know. But like I said, you guys, I do not think that this is going to happen. But it is definitely a possibility. The NFL was a crazy league. We see crazy shit happen year in and year out. I would not be shocked by this at all. But Keenan Allen could take definitely a team-friendly deal, heavily incentivized deal, come in and work for that money, because the NFL knows at this point he's been not durable at all. Like I said, he only played 10 games last season. He only played 10 games. Yeah, facts, Top Beats. Right. Incentive clause. There you go. Jamal, I agree. Jacoby Myers, younger and cheaper, and he knows the system. He was Josh McDaniels' highest, what he had, the most receiving yards in New England under Josh McDaniels in Mac Jones' rookie year. So I can definitely see that as an option. I'm not against that. I'm definitely not against that. I'm just saying right now, we've talked about this, you guys, for several weeks now, several months, shit, damn near a year. Being in Vegas now, stars sell seats. Stars put asses in seats in Las Vegas. And a lot of us, right, we keep complaining about all these other fans being in our stadium. 49ers taking over, the Ravens taking over, the Arizona Cardinals taking over, right? If you go out and get these star quality guys, more people, I don't want to say the true fans, because I think the true fans already go. And a lot of the other true fans, let's just be real, it's too expensive, man. I get it, man. Like, it's way too expensive, way too expensive. But I'm just saying, if you want Raider guys in there, get some stars. Shout out to my brother Raider Tape. I agree. I agree with you, bro. Hey, at this point, you can add Renfro today. You can add Renfro today. I think there's only one receiver on this roster right now that stays consistently healthy, and that's Devontae Adams. Right? So, but I agree with you, brother. This is not something that I'm saying to go out and make it happen. I'm just saying that it's definitely a possibility if all parties want to make it happen. You know what I mean? I don't think we need Keenan Allen. I think we need to build that defense up. You know what I mean? I think we need to go pay Josh Jacobs and bring him back and make him a huge, huge, huge part of this offense like we did last season and moving forward. You know what I mean? But we do need a wide receiver too. And like Bruh said, you know what I mean? Jacoby Myers. I'm not against that. He knows the system. Nelson Aguilar is a free agent. That's speed on the outside. You can bring him in potentially, bring him back home. Who's to say? Shout out to my brother Raid, man. I got to get my brother Raid back on the show, bro. Raid, let me know when you're free, man. Let me know. I want to get you on the show, man, and come talk some Raiders football with your bro, man. Let me see. James Jones is on the Pat McAfee show trying to recruit Aaron. Come on, James. Those who don't know about James Jones, that man was born in the Bay Area. Born in San Jose, I believe, right? I think San Jose. Went to school at San Jose. Raider fan, played with DC, played with the Raiders for a year or two. Works for the Raiders at this point. So, hey, Jones, Do that. Do that. And go after Aaron as well. Go after Aaron. Go after Keith. Go after everybody. Go after everybody, man. Let me see. Fuck it. Hit Randall Cobb up and tell him to come in on a super veteran minimum. Why not? I know Aaron would be happy about that. Hell yeah. 916 to 916. Facts. And I got my brother Sanjit coming on Thursday as well, you guys. Another one of our 916 brothers. We will be doing a show with Sanjit Thursday afternoon. So stay tuned for that. We got our brother Mitch, the 5th member of Mount Shieldmore, on Friday night. So stay tuned for that. We got a bunch of other surprises on the way as well. So stay tuned for that. James Jones went to James Lick High School in San Jose. I'm friends with his uncle. There you go. Shout out to my brother John. Shout out to Young Jimmy, 209 to 916. Shout out to Stockton, Modesto, Tracy, all that shit. Love the 209. Yeah, Hammer will be live soon as well, you guys. So make sure you stay in tune. My brother will be live. Everybody after this, go jump over there. Let me see. Y'all get some questions in, man. We're just talking some football. I wanted to bring this up about Keenan Allen because I've been reading on this for a few weeks now. You know what I mean? And like I said, the dude grew up a Raider fan. You know what I mean? Yes, barbecue chicken. Yes, he acted as though he hated the fan base when he was a Charger, as he should, because he played it as a divisional rival, right? But one thing he did do as a Charger, he still wore Raider gear. So there you have it. Right them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up if you are not subscribed to the channel yet. Hit that subscribe button. I definitely appreciate you guys all for being here, rocking with me. Oh, yeah, man. Also, Scout will be on this week as well, you guys. Scout will be on. I just talked to him last night. He'll be on this week to talk about the Senior Bowl, his experience, and some sneaky
names coming out of this draft. So stay tuned for that as well. Old school. This team needs speed at multiple positions. Why are we one of the slowest teams in the league, especially defensively? Shout out to Campbell. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. I agree. We need some speed. Mac Hollins isn't the traditional wide receiver too that you would want on the outside, right? We do have Waller when healthy. He's got speed. He has all the measurables in the world. Renfro, we know his route running ability. We definitely need speed on the outside. True, bro. I think that was one of the main things that we were missing on the offensive side of the ball this season was that speed factor on the outside. We all thought maybe DJ Turner would get some burn, that he ended up on the IR, and we didn't really get to see him too much. Ruggs was our guy. I couldn't even imagine what he would look like in this offense right now. But there's some guys that we can look at later on in the draft, old school, coming out of smaller schools, maybe even UDFAs that are going to be speedsters that could potentially come in and be great in this system. Defensively, we just don't have the talent on that side of the ball. We just don't. You know what I mean? We just don't. Shout out to Rage Raider, my brother, man. I haven't seen you in forever, King. Shout out to my dog, bro. Good to see my brother Rage, man. Shout out to my dog Rage, man. It's been too long. But yeah, we just don't have the talent on the defensive side of the ball. We need way more. You look at that roster and everybody looks at Max Crosby and names like Chandler Jones and Nate Hobbs. Just look at that linebacking core. Denzel Perryman, dealing with his durability issues. Divine Diablo, we still don't even know who he is yet. Just a bunch of UDFAs like Darian Butler and Luke Masterson. The secondary, Rocky Sin dealing with injuries, and we just need a complete overhaul on the defensive side of the ball. But they did start picking it up a little bit at the end of the season, I have to say. And if you guys didn't watch the Bussin' with the Boys Max Crosby interview, go check that out as well. He talked about the defense, and also talked about they picked it up at the end of the season and how we were so close in a lot of these games, man, and that we're really this close, but at the end of the day, we're still 6-11, right? But go watch that interview. Max Crosby talked some real shit on that Bussin' with the Boys interview. Let me see. Rodgers, Adams, Keenan, Waller, Jacobs, Renfro, scary. At that point, LM, do you even need a defense? If all those guys stayed healthy, right, do you even need a defense? Just fuck it. Just go out there and outscore. Just go out there and outscore everybody. Like real shit. Just go out there and outscore everybody. Draft heavily in the defense on the defensive side of the ball. If you're going to go all in on the O like that, and just draft defense. Go complete defense, overhaul in the draft and UDFAs. Shout out to RJ. Doc's not football related, but I DM'd you about promoting my business on your show, and you were with it with no hesitation. Just wanted to say much respect to you, sir. Shout out to you, RJ. Straight up, bro. You know how we rock, bro. Shout out to Vanessa. Appreciate you so much on the donation. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much, Garcia. Thank you. Let me see. I know we need a defense, Mo. I'm trolling a little bit, brother. I know you need a defense. I'm just saying, with all those weapons on the offensive side of the ball, what defense? You know what I mean? Like, you still got, hopefully Merritt can get his shit together in what, year 3, right? You know, maybe you bring Denzel Perryman back in on an inexpensive deal. He wants to be in Vegas. You know, hopefully Nate Hiles returns to the slot. Then Chandler, hopefully he continues his upward trajectory like he was at the end of the season before, you know, he went down. You know what I mean? Max is Max. He's going to be an all-pro once again. You know what I mean? So we have a lot of moving parts on the defensive side of the ball. We just, you know, we still need a lot of help on that side of the ball. I'm just saying, though, if you get a Keenan Allen and all that other shit, I mean, come on. It'd be crazy. Come on, Hammer. Stop doing that shit, bro. Stop doing that, bro. Love you, though, but stop doing that. Live, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific time. Talk that shit Tuesday. Want to hear from those that were in attendance on Sunday and share their experience with the nation. A lot of news to cover as well. Go subscribe to my brother Hammer, man. Go subscribe to my brother Hammer's house. Love you, bro. Appreciate you, King. Stop doing that shit. Shout out to my brother Top Beats. As always. Yo, Docs, do you think we'll keep Perriman or can we trade him for draft capital? He is a free agent, Top, so you can't trade him. So at this point, if he agrees on coming in on an inexpensive deal, yeah, you can bring him back. But, you know, durability has always been a problem with him. I've said this since he was a Miami Hurricane, Carolina Panther, Charger, now Raider. Wrong side of 30 at this point now. If he comes back on an inexpensive veteran, just hometown discount, yeah, you bring him back because we know who he is when he's healthy. But I'd keep him, but I want to get younger. I want to get younger at the linebacker position. And, you know, I forgot who I was talking to yesterday, but I would be all for bringing back Perriman, right, as that veteran presence, or Levante David, right, coming over from Tampa Bay. Bringing in a young guy like a Jack Campbell or a Drew Sanders out of Arkansas, right? Bringing in a young guy and then banking on Divine Diablo to finally show what a lot of us think he can, you know, can bring to the table. So, you know, we need a lot of help in the linebacker room, but we may be a lot closer than what we all think. Let's just be honest. If you do bring back Perriman and he can stay healthy, which is a big question mark. If Divine Diablo can show out, big question mark. But you go out and get a young guy. You have another guy in his 3rd year of his career. Then you have a veteran. I would love to have a young guy, you know, a veteran and a guy that's up there in age that already knows a system that can help a lot of these young guys, you know. So I don't know. We shall see. Let me see. Let me get these supers in real quick. Shout out to my brother Allen, man. I don't think it will cost that much for Rodgers. When they traded Favre, they got a fourth round pick. That's crazy. Is that really what they got, Allen? It's been so long since that happened. Is that really true? Damn. And he went and balled still. He went to the playoffs with the Vikings and the Jets. So, hey, I wouldn't be shocked. I definitely would not be shocked. Shout out to my dog, Allen, man. Shout out to Jesus, Docs. Do you see our Raiders defense and potentially becoming the next 2000 Ravens defense? Laugh out loud. I just want a good defense. I'll say this, bro. We got to start somewhere, right? And I'm not going to do that. At this point, I just want a top 20 defense. You know what I mean? I would give my left nut for a top 15 defense. I would give both of them because I already got 3 kids for a top 10 defense. So, look, I don't know. But a 2000 Ravens defense, that's very, very, that shit is different, bro. That's different. Shout out to my boy Jesus, though, man. Got high expectations. I ain't mad at you, King. If we get Rodgers, shout out to my boy Mondu, as always, man. Love, King. If we get Rodgers, does Josh force him to learn his offense, or does he change the offense a bit to fit AR-12's playing style? Don't want to waste a year. I'll say this. That is Aaron Rodgers. That is going to be a guy that will learn this system pretty quick because he's very smart. You know, Cal alum. You know what I mean? He's a very smart guy. He'll get the system pretty quick. But the thing is this. With Aaron Rodgers, you have to allow him the freedom to do what he wants at the line of scrimmage. Point blank period. The end. With all the, rumblings, and I don't know if it's true or not, him not giving Derek Carr the freedom at the, at the line to call audibles. There was even a rumor that Josh McDaniels was pissed that Derek Carr changed the play in overtime against Seattle that ended up turning into that like 80, 90-yard Josh Jacobs winning TD in overtime, right? If you bring in a Rodgers, you have to give him the freedom to do what he wants at the line. And I think, Josh McDaniels coaching a guy like Tom Brady all those years and winning, and winning those that many championships, I think he knows how, serious it is to have a Hall of Fame first ballot quarterback and giving them the freedom to do what it is they please. So there's going to be a lot of fighting. Don't get me wrong. You bring in Aaron Rodgers, you guys, everything's just not going to be sweet, just Hallmark cards and fucking hugs and handshakes. It's not going to be that. These guys are going to be fighting a lot. But I want that. I want a quarterback that's going to come in and scream at Josh McDaniels. I want Josh McDaniels to scream at his quarterback because he knows he's not going to curl up on some shrimp shit, right? But if you bring in Aaron, you got to give him the freedom to do as he pleases, with the offense. Point blank period. The end. Shout out to Lewis. Edmonds from Buffalo available. He is a free agent, but I do believe he probably returns to Buffalo. Or another team with a lot of money, like Chicago, may overpay him. Atlanta may overpay him. There's a lot of teams that have a lot of money. My dog is drinking her water. She's just so disrespectful in the back of me right now. But there's teams with a lot of salary cap. And I do believe that Edmonds will be overpaid. And it may be Chicago. You know what I mean? Chicago's always been known as a team that goes all in on defense. I wouldn't be shocked if they went out and got an Edmonds. Even though it wouldn't make any sense to me because it's like, damn, like you could have paid Roquan Smith. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have kept him around. But I don't know. I think somebody else will overpay Edmonds. Shout out to everybody here in the building, man. I appreciate you guys. Once again, shout out to my dog Lewis, man. Let me see. I see my brother Ray. I need at least a top 10 defense for the left joint. Facts. That's what I'm saying, bro. Hey, for the right, top 20, top 15. No, top 15, you could take the right joint. Top 10, take them both. Talk that shit, bro. Shout out to my brother Ray the Tape. If you guys aren't subscribed to my brother Ray the Tape yet, man, go subscribe to Ray the Tape as well. He puts on a hell of a show, and that's my guy right there. Good people, man. Also, Redemption brand, man. He got some fire-ass merch, man. Fire-ass merch. Make sure you support one of our own. Shout out to the Raider. We need to just hit on at least 2 DTs and everything else falls into place. One offseason can do it. This is facts, bro. I was just talking about this yesterday on the show with Hammer and Wasted. You know what I mean? And Andy pulled up for a few as well. I watched the Niners go from 2-14 to go into the Super Bowl. Like there's so much shit that can happen. I remember Miami was like the worst team in the league, and then they ended up turning, righting their ship and getting it right too. So, you know what I mean? They're still working on their situation though. But, we see this all the time. Teams change their shit around. Detroit was terrible the previous season before this last one. Now they're, on their way to being very, very relevant in the NFL and a team to be reckoned with. You know what I'm saying? So, we shall see, man. We shall see. But we can definitely turn this thing around in one off season. You just have to hit in the draft. You know what? Let me show y'all this. I want to show you guys this because this is how realistic it can be. I know a lot of you guys probably seen this, right? Eagles drafted 10 out of their 11 starters on the offensive side of the ball. Okay? Look at that. Look at that. They drafted Jalen Hurts, drafted Miles Sanders, drafted wide receiver. They grabbed Smith. They grabbed Smith from Alabama. They got Watkins, drafted him. Gobert, drafted their tight end, drafted their left tackle, their left guard, Dickerson, drafted Kelsey. You know what I'm saying? Like they drafted their right guard. They drafted Lane Johnson. Then you look at the Chiefs. Drafted Patrick Mahomes. They drafted their running back. I forgot how to say his name. Damn name, Pechico, whatever the fuck you said. They drafted Kelsey. They drafted their left tackle. They drafted Thoney. They drafted Humphrey. Like, bro, this is what great teams do. No, not Thoney. I'm sorry. Thoney was drafted by New England, but they traded for him. They also got guys that they traded on here for as well. But most of this shit that you see, they drafted these guys. We have to hit this draft. This is the most critical draft in forever. This is the most critical draft in forever. And I think a lot of us said that was last year until we traded for Devontae Adams, because then you didn't have that first and that second round draft pick anymore. This is easily the most critical draft moving forward for this team. You have to hit, because we have several draft picks, a lot. I think up to like 11 or 12 draft picks. So we have to hit this draft. We have to. This is critical. It's critical to Dave Ziegler and his future as the GM, and it's definitely critical to Josh McDaniels and potentially being his last year as the Raiders head coach. Teams that last do it through the draft and supplement through free agency. There you have it, Kenna. Facts, my brother. Facts. You know, you pick up some moving pieces in free agency, but you have to hit in the draft. Paul, at that point in the 7th round, you're looking at, I think we have a couple 7th-round picks, but you're looking at potential in the 7th round, right? That's what you're looking at. Like, even with us, we went and got Thayer Munford, I believe, in the 7th round, right? Or was it the 6th? No, I think we got him in the 7th, as well as Britton Brown out of UCLA, running back. You're looking at pieces that have potential that you can grow with. I'm looking at, in the 7th round, me personally, potentially a speedster on the outside, right? A guy that can give us speed, a guy that can potentially return kicks so we can get Renfro the hell out of there. I'm also looking at maybe a guard, maybe a tackle that you can use as a rotational piece. You know what I'm saying? But you have to look at pieces, even small schools. I like looking at small schools in those later rounds. You know what I mean? But I don't know. We shall see this season. Shout out to Raider Lux. Bring players who love Raiders, Leonard Williams and Keenan Allen. Talk that shit. And another one, Raider Lux right here, Marcus Peters. He told me, point blank period, I'm telling y'all, I talked to him for a long time at the Beast Mode show the other day at the 8 Lounge. Shout out to Beast Mode. Put a hell of a show on, hell of an event. Marcus Peters told me out of his own mouth, I want to go home and be a Raider. It's just up to us to see if we want to go get him. You know what I'm saying? Freddie, I'll say this. I want to go defense in the 1st round, right? But it looks as though without a quarterback, you may have to go get a quarterback, right? Or if you bring in Aaron Rodgers, I can see this regime go out and get a tackle or a guard and beef up the O-line. Me personally, I want to go defense. I would actually trade up to go get Jalen Carter, the you know what I'm saying, the D tackle out of Georgia, even though I think he's going to go number 1. But that's just me. I'll say this. If you don't get Aaron Rodgers, you use that 1st round draft pick on a quarterback. If you get Aaron Rodgers, you may have to use that on some O-line help, you know what I mean, just to protect your 39-year-old quarterback. So I don't know. We shall see. But me personally, I would love to get Jalen Carter, even though I don't think that's an option at all. If you don't, maybe you can trade back, pick up some more draft capital, and then you go get a corner in the middle of the 1st. I think Joey Porter will be there. I think Christian Gonzalez potentially be there. Cam Smith to be there. My boy Emmanuel Forbes out of Mississippi State to be there. Maybe you could trade back in the to the middle of the 1st and get some more draft capital. Ray, look, Ray, if Stroud and Young are gone, bro, I love Will Levis. I know a lot of people don't. I like his game. I see him in a few years being one of the next guys in this league. He has the arm. He has the measurables, right? But I don't know. I've not heard this team have any attachment to Will Levis. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of rumors behind the scenes that, and I said this several times, that Zeke is a CJ Stroud guy and that Josh McDaniels is a Bryce Young guy. So I think those are the only 2 options at this point. I don't think that Will Levis, I don't think this regime is looking at them or looking at him. But in a perfect world, you go defense. My dog is really trying to play with this bone in front of me, bro. Chill out. Shout out to Julio. Previous Raider regimes have drafted haven't drafted consistently well. There's a lot of misses. Do you have faith that this regime can do it, especially on defense? Julio, I do, because we only had a few draft picks last season, right? I think Dylan Parham is going to be a huge, huge, critical part of this offense moving forward. I've always said this shit. I think he has a ceiling of being potentially a Pro Bowl player, you know what I mean? Or a basement of being a Pro Bowl player. And I think at some point, if he continues to get better and better and better, even if it's at center, it might not be at guard. I think he has all pro talent. So it's, I'm still waiting. I can't say it yet because he didn't do enough year one, right? But I love what they did with going out and getting Parham. I loved, with them going out and getting Zeus in the 4th round, even though my guy, man, oh my God, dude. Oh my God, Tariq Woolen was in the, oh my God, I don't even want to talk about that shit though. But I like what these guys did. They went and got Mumford in the later rounds. They went and got my guy Sincere McCormick as a UDFA. You know what I mean? I like Britton Brown's game. I don't know if he ever really ends up making this roster like that, to be real. But, the jury's still out. The jury's still out. You know what I mean? We didn't have enough draft capital for me to really gauge what this regime is capable of doing in the draft. But I'll say this. These guys have drafted some great players in the past, and I'm here for it. I believe in them until they show me otherwise. Let's just say that. Shout out to Julio. Let me get these supers in real quick, y'all. Shout out to my dog, Chris. Graphk, does it concern you that seeing how bad we are at defensive tackle when Ziegler drafted Butler and Farrell Jr.? Yes. That's the only thing that I love that you brought that up, Chris. That is the only thing that scares me about last year's draft. They went back-to-back defensive tackles. You didn't see Matthew Butler really out there too much. You rarely see Neil Farrell Jr. I don't know what the plans are for these guys. I really don't. I'm hoping that they can get out there and ball out because that's what you want. Some young guys on a rookie contract that you can get some, star quality out of them, right? In a perfect world, that's what happens. But the jury's still out on them. They're still out. But I'm going to say this, Chris, you have to go out and get a proven defensive tackle, period. I don't care. Even if it's a guy like a Telly or Siaka out of Baylor, I think that those guys did a lot more at the college level than Butler and Neil Farrell Jr. And y'all may trip out and y'all may trip and say, "Oh, Graphk, you're tripping on that." I think they are. I think that those are more potential 1st and 2nd round picks. And I think that Matthew Butler and Neil Farrell Jr. were drafted exactly where they should have been drafted, right? But if you can get a Daron Payne, if a team doesn't go out there and pay, astronomical amount of money, which I think somebody will, you go do it. Defensive tackle is critical for this team moving forward. And I don't know what the hell we have in Matthew Butler and Neil Farrell yet. And that's another reason why I'm still kind of up in the air with this regime in terms of drafting. I like the Zeus pick. I like the Dylan Parham pick. I like the Mumford pick. You know what I mean? I even like the Britton Brown pick. But I don't know what we have in Matthew Butler and Neil Farrell Jr. yet. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Shout out to Top Beats. My dog, appreciate you on the 10-piece. In reference to Ziegler's draft, I read that the Raiders fired 3 college scouts, but no talk of any replacements. How confident are you that we have personnel that can properly evaluate talent? Definitely. I've seen that. I believe we let go of Crockett, right? And I forgot the other names of the other people, but look, man, just go out there and get Scout Top. You know what I mean? Go find a young fella named Raiders.Scout out of Appalachian State and go hire him. Go hire him. But I'll say this. I do believe that Ziegler, former player, Josh McDaniels, these guys have been in this, I'm not going to say that they played in the NFL, but they played football. They know the game, right? I believe in those two. They got to show me more this season, though. But I do believe that they'll go out and get some guys. You can't let go of those kind of personnel without having an idea of who you're going to bring back in, especially with the draft coming up in a month. You know what I mean? So once again, the jury's still out on that. The jury's still out on that. I don't really know. Just go hire a scout, man. Go hire Raiders high stakes scout. Bring him in. Yeah, we got a new scouting department, Maul. This is facts. Let me say this. Cali, that's definitely an option. He may retire, but I think he's going to say everything that he needs to say to get Green Bay to do exactly what he wants them to do, and that's send him to Las Vegas, period. And I seen something about Sauce Gardner. He tweeted out something as well, you guys, about him knowing some things about Aaron Rodgers, and just you have to wait and see, and blah, blah, blah. I don't see Aaron Rodgers going to New York at all. You were raised in Chico, born and raised in Chico. You played your entire career in cold weather games in Green Bay, Wisconsin. You're going to New York where it's freezing as well, and you have weapons around you that are very young. You know what I mean? At that point, why not just stay in Green Bay and watch Christian Watson, and these other young guys grow? To me, it doesn't make any sense. So I think he wants to go where he wants to go. He wants to say, you know what? I want to end my career with all these weapons, the likes of Darren Waller, my guy, Devontae Adams, and Hunter Renfrow, and potentially even more. So, I think he's going to be basically saying, I'll retire. That's to get Green Bay's attention. These guys play hardball through the media, you guys. They play hardball through the media year in and year out. They all do this shit. Will says, fuck Keenan Allen, you tripping, Docs. I'm only reporting on another report, Will. I did not say to go out and Keenan Allen. Go out and get him. And if you look at the thumbnail, it even says barbecue chicken, okay? I'm only reporting on these beat writers for the Chargers that are saying it's a realistic chance. There's a realistic chance that Keenan Allen could become a Raider, that he could take a hometown discount and go play for the team he grew up loving. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing, brother. I'm not saying that Keenan Allen will be a Raider, but when you bring in a guy like A-Rod and you already have Devontae in the building and Waller and Renfrow, the stars do want to align. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. A lot has to happen in order for Keenan Allen to be a Raider. Let's just keep that shit a buck. A lot has to happen. He has to take a discount. You know what I'm saying? A-Rod's probably going to have to take a discount if he comes in. There's a lot of other shit going on. You know what I mean? Just came through what I missed. Jay Raiders, appreciate you on a dub piece, my brother. We're just talking about the chances of Keenan Allen becoming a Raider. And like I said, a bunch of beat writers from the Chargers are talking about, it's a realistic shot that he could be a Raider. And then I pulled up the old tweets from Devontae and Keenan Allen saying that, pretty much they would love to play on the same team, would love to be on the opposite side of, like on opposite sides of each other. Like, that's all I'm doing. Devontae said if him and Keenan Allen played together on the field, they would both put up 300 yards a game. And then Keenan Allen said, come home, brother, at Devontae Adams. So there's that. Shout to Cloned. Rodgers betting odds. I've never seen anything like that. Minus 500. Rodgers said Vegas is never wrong. Okay. Stay tuned. Ryan, stay tuned. I'm going to talk to Mitch about that as well on Friday when he's on the show. Me and Shield Moore, we're going to pick our brother's brain. Love to talk to him about the whole Rodgers shit. Let me see. Yeah, Keenan Allen's a Raider fan. He definitely is, Vic. Shout out to Vic, man. But yeah, y'all, that's where we are with it, man. Just wanted to come on and shoot this shit. Talk about this article. Once again, if you guys want to check it out on your own, you can go to Fansided. It's a Boat Beat by Jason Reed. It's a really good read. No pun intended. It is entitled Keenan Allen could easily join the dark side if the Chargers cut him. And it's looking like a realistic chance that the Chargers will cut him because they are over $20 million over the cap. So there's going to be a lot of shit going on this offseason, you guys. There is going to be a lot. And there's going to be other names popping up. You know what I mean? We know how this is. This is the season where everything just starts going haywire and everybody gets to talking all kind of crazy shit. So, yeah, man. But with that being said, y'all, I love you guys. Coming up on an hour. I appreciate you. As always, make sure you guys wipe them feet on the way out. And please, man, hit that subscribe button. As always, I love y'all. Appreciate y'all.
I'm outro, man. I gotta go pick up my kids from school. One.